Cigarette. Crocodile lit up another cigarette and leaned against the lamp post by the car. "Sir," the driver said after a while, "there's activity behind us." Crocodile didn't respond for a moment, then casually looked over. It was then that they fired. At first missing, Crocodile swore and thanked them silently for their terrible aim before reaching down for his boxes. But there was regret. Why? Crocodile froze, staring at his leg in shock. He had been shot. Shot? How the hell had someone managed to get a hit on him? His leg crumpled underneath him, and he heard shouts and tires screeching. "Driver," he spat out, forgetting the man's name, but one look told him he was dead. The blood on the windshield was from his head, and oh shit, what was happening? He fumbled with his pocket, then wriggled out a phone. He tried to fire off a text, then misfired. "Shit, sorry, Jimmy," he mumbled, dropping the phone and tying off his leg. The blood was going everywhere. He had to buy a new suit, he thought stupidly. The cigarette had fallen out, lying discarded. "Jimmy," he groaned. "Please be okay." He gripped the lamppost, hauling himself up and wishing he could magically heal himself. He allowed his body to slide back down as he focused on his hand, at the rings trying to light his flames. Only a flicker emerged. Panic ensued. He clutched his hand and then flexed it out again. This time only storm flickered. "Wrong fucking one!" He spat at himself, ignoring the concerned looks and the people hesitantly approaching. He didn't have time for this. He sent a shitty text and he was too far away. Why had he allowed this to happen? He was a failure, he told himself repeatedly. A fucking no-good goddamn failure. "You shouldn't move," someone said nervously to him as he managed to rise, leaning heavily on the lamppost. "Fuck off," he snapped, somewhat groggily. His palms were scratched and bleeding, and the blood was still trickling out. He could feel it dripping down his leg. "Jidame," he said desperately as he turned the corner. He had heard gunshots, he knew, but sooner was sooner. A few guns and the cockiness of their enemies couldn't bring Jidame down. Zenzix had tried that method and failed. So then what was the crowd doing there? What were the shouts for? What were the sirens and the panic and all the rest for? Crocodile shoved through the crowd, despite bloodstains and looking for fear on his face, making a path for him. He had to force himself to look at the body on the ground, and when he did, he collapsed. "Jidame," he whimpered the title, reaching out, touching his face gently. "Jidame, stop pretending, this prank isn't funny." He was tipping over and hands were propping him up. He flicked them away on his knees in front of Sinner. "Jidame." He wasn't moving. Why wasn't he moving? "Jidame," he said again urgently. There wasn't any blood, he told himself. He was sleeping. That was it. He poked at him again. His phone was lying near his hand, and Crocodile looked at it dry-mouthed. He picked it up, wondering if it was okay to do this. He swiped at the screen, realized he didn't know the pin, then set it back down, craving another cigarette. He was shaking, still shaking, as the emotions came crashing down around him, and he tipped his head back, staring up dully at the sky as the ambulance pulled over, wondering what the best way to go would be.